Iron condors, they have got some trouble. So if you've done iron condors in the past and you're risking, let's say, 8 to make kind of one, and all in all, many times it works out just fine. Like you put on an iron condor, you take it off, you put on, you take it off, and you continue to profit. But then there's one of those iron condors that turns out to be a dud, and it starts to go against you, and well, you have a little bit more of a blow up, or at least your heart starts to pound. You're like, oh, what should I do? Is there an adjustment? Can I fix it? There's so many things rolling through your mind. And in this video, I want to share with you some ideas and insights, more specifically about one specific idea of how to offset some of those iron condors when it comes to more of your Vega risk or some of your tail end risk in terms of iron condors. So if you're brand new here, I'm Sasha, the options coach. Been teaching people to trade options for a very long time. One of the latest classes that we've done recently is the calendar bombs class. Now, you can check this out if you're a member already and you have access to the class. Check it out because the tip that I'm sharing with you is directly kind of from this class and gives you an idea, but you can watch the class. If you're not, part of the member group or you don't have this class, you can check it out on our website. Anyways, with that in mind, we went through this calendar bombs class talking about Vega defense. And the reason is that when you stack iron condors, there's going to be a ton of Vega that's in there, especially the longer that you go, right? Vega is kind of actually the time value embedded inside of an option contract. Most people think it's about theta, but theta is more about time decay. Vega is much more about the time value of an option. Anyways, this goes into kind of some of the basics that we cover in some of our classes. You can check out the Greek week class, a little bit more about that, or the option spreads essential. Lots of material in there. But in either case, the point being here is that when we layer up, let's say an iron condor, and we go, I'm just going to go something around, let's pick about a 29-day. And what I want to show you here is that once we start layering iron condors, we'll go to a bunch of strikes here. So we'll open up some strikes and we'll go to about a 12 or so. Let's go to we'll do about 25 wide. We'll do that type of iron condor, and then I'll go 25 wide over here. And I'll do about a similar delta as well. Now the VIX is a little bit elevated right now. We just had a sell off today, but I will go here to this one and this one. Bam, iron condor. It feels nice. It feels good. And all in all, this is what a lot of people like to do. So when you start doing these type of strategies, they feel nice. Like iron condors, they feel good because, well, you got a lot of range, right? In terms of pricing, it feels good in that regard. But the issue is that any big move, let's say to the downside or the upside, you can get into some heat or trouble. Now, this one is, again, a little more skewed. Simply, you can see that little bubble there on that one side. And that is, of course, because we had the sell-off, and also we are right now after market hours. But the point here is that if we stack now, let's say we go to, just to accelerate some of the Greeks, we go to 20 contracts. Not saying you'll do 20 right away when you're starting out. But the point being here is that what I want to show you here is take a look at this Vega that's creeping up. And then you also have this theta that's kind of compensating some of that Vega. But the problem is this Vega is really big and kind of nasty. Now, thankfully, we do have a little bit of negative delta to compensate. So this way, if it does pull back and this line drops, we'll kind of be breaking even a little bit. But the point is this Vega is having a nasty, nasty toll on us. Now, there's a couple of ways to battle this. One of the ways I want to show you from that calendar bombs class that I mentioned is to use a calendar bomb. Now you might be going, what the hell is a calendar bomb? Well, a calendar bomb is a calendar that we place much more so on the outskirts, kind of the outside. Think of it as the outer limits to this iron condor. So this way, when it sells off, it absorbs some more volatility. So here's how it works. So let's say we go to this 29-day out here. What we're going to do, and we could even go further out in time to help hedge off other iron condors that we do in the future a little bit. But we could say, okay, well, where is this iron condor? This iron condor is around 6,400, 6,500 for this tail end risk. So we could go and place some of our calendar bombs. We could go, let's say, to 6,500 right here. I'm going to right click buy, and I'm going to go to calendar. And I'm going to analyze this trade. Now, I want to first just look at the calendar itself, and I will do 20 contracts just like the other one. What you'll see is this has a convex return, meaning you're risking very little in terms of $235 for the individual contract, right? $240. And your potential, let's go back to one contract for a second. Your potential here is, I mean, obviously it could be unlimited to some degree depending on how far volatility goes, but realistically maybe you'll pull out $500 out of this. Now yes, this curvature looks pretty big, like you could get 3,000, you could get 5, but it's not realistic. So maybe you could pull out a little bit of capital here, where if it pulls back, get out $500, and that's great. So what I want to show you here is, though, this positive Vega is much bigger here, because with the iron condor you have negative Vega. So what you're doing is that if we go to one contract here, okay, and you go to this iron condor, notice what's happening here is you're stacking negative 73 Vega. Okay, so this way when this pulls back, okay, as this pulls back, your delta is going to compensate a little bit. But here's the issue with iron condors right here, is that when we go in, this volatility actually starts to increase. Now the volatility, technically speaking, we only have to look at the put side, because that's the put side's going to be in trouble. The call side, we're not going to have risk in that regard because it's going to be out of the money, or further in a safer zone. So we could uncheck it, but I can't uncheck it right now. But really, you'd look at just the put side. But in here, you can see as volatility increases, okay, this line drops, and then I'm barely breaking even. And if the volatility keeps increasing, I'm actually losing money here. And that is because that's the short Vega side. So what I want to show you is that when we go in and we start doing this calendar spread and we start adding this in right here, okay, so we add this calendar, look at what it does to the Vega. It goes from a 73 negative to adding one in right here, and it creates this like weird little curvature, but it tweaks that Vega just a little bit. And if you really wanted to, you could add, let's say you were doing like 5 contracts right here on the iron condors. Like if iron condor is your priority or primary, you could stack one calendar there to compensate, okay, to help cut the Vega, because you could see once you do more contracts, now you got a negative 370 Vega. So what you can do then is say, okay, I'm going to do one calendar over here at the 6,500. I'll also do another calendar over at maybe 6,600 over here, and I'll do another one maybe at 6,650. So what you can do now is you have a few of these calendar bombs stacked, cutting that Vega position down. Now be careful you don't, it depends on your balance. Like, do you want more of a calendar balance or a iron condor balance? Because this is a very important distinction. When you start going into this and you start layering these calendar bombs, you have to think about it in the sense of like, okay, are you more of the iron condor trader, or are you more of a calendar trader? Or are you just, like when you're stacking the weight, how many iron condors are you doing maybe relative to those calendars? Or do you want to do something a little bit different where you're stacking a little bit more like this, where you've got, okay, a lot of iron condors, but you kind of want a little bit more balance in there to where, the calendars also have some weight. So it's important your recipe, right? It's not about my recipe, what's better. It's about what you want. So if you're trying to cut the Vega down, like let's say you're trading in a low volatility environment, well, you might want to add a little extra calendars. If you're doing it in a higher volatility environment, you might not do any calendars, or maybe just a few. So depending on that, you might tweak it a little bit to your heart's desire. But this is where you can start stacking, 2 contracts here, 3 contracts here, and 3 contracts here. So now you've got a little bit of cushion in Vega. You'll almost neutralize that volatility behind it, and you're balancing these things out. Now you might say, well, I'm not making any money over here. Yeah, it's true. So what you can do then is take these calendars, and actually now we can convert them into kind of double calendars, because now I've got more weight in calendars, and then I can do something more around 6,900 over here. And now we're starting to convert more into like a double calendar structure where I'm starting to offset some of those, just to cut that Vega. And take a look at this now. Now I've got a Vega that's pretty much neutral. I've got a theta over here that's, still good. But without it, if I didn't have those calendars there lined up, I'd have a much more massive short Vega position. So this is what you want to think about, because in a lot of cases, you're going to get burned because of the volatility in terms of those iron condors. That's kind of one of the things and issues that people experience is on that downside. That Vega creeps in, it starts rising, and then that curvature drops. Now, if you do want to learn a little bit more about iron condors, we did also do this class, by the way, if you missed it, this iron condors deep dive. So check that out if you're kind of new to iron condors or you're just getting started. And if you're brand new to calendars, we also have a calendars deep dive. So feel free to check that out also on our website. Anyway, so when we go in and take a look at this, the other thing you can do is tweak this bottom area or increase your delta. So one of the things you can do is go into this iron condor section and switch it to a custom. And what I can do is on this call side, one of the things that I could do is bump up the contract number, go to 6 on the call side, or even, let me just increase it to quite significantly more, about 8 over here. So we've got, I'll do 9. Why not? So now I've got 9, and that'll help compensate it. The downside with this is, of course, you have this curvature now that you have a much more risk on the upside. So that's not always as fun, okay? But it is one way to do it. Another way to do that is, let me go back to a standard iron condor. I will go to 20 contracts just to illustrate this principle or concept. I'm also going to, let's say, bring in this a little bit closer. And the reason I'm doing that is just to collect a little more premium because I need to buy insurance. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy insurance to offset this downward tail. So I'll switch this iron condor again back to custom. And what I'm going to do is take this put right here, the one I'm buying, and I'm just going to buy one extra put. And let's see what it does. It does, it smooths out that downside. So not the best illustration. Let me go back and I will show you a little bit better visual. So this will probably work more with, let's say we're doing like 60 contracts. Okay. And then we can do kind of one in here. So what we're doing is buying this extra little put. Okay. And what that does is smooth out that downside. So I want to show you that difference from here to here. And then you could even do a second one maybe, and it smooths that downside curve, making it pretty nice. Now, if you aren't doing a lot of contracts, the other alternative to doing this, let's go back to kind of one contract. If you're doing just one contract, there's no point to insure it because while you're doing smaller size, you can just tighten up your contracts and so on. But if you're doing, let's say, 10 contracts and doing switching the one is too excessive, like let's say going here, bam, like the insurance is too big. Well, what you can do here is this 6350 is the one we're looking at. Well, what we could do is instead of 6350, I could just buy a single put over here, a cheapo one, and do it this way. And now what that will do is smooth it out like that. So you could see I could get a much cheaper put to help offset some of that, let's see, to offset some of that risk or that problem. Here's a 5600. So now what it does is it just buys a little insurance on that tail end in case of a black swan event, crash, that kind of thing. So you get the idea. Anyways, I hope that gives you a couple of ideas for insuring some of these iron condors, and it's not going to save your life, but it will cushion the blow. Usually you have problems more on the downside with iron condors. For some people, they do keep grinding up, and those cases do happen as well. But in this regard, I'm showing you some stuff for the downside. You could use similar principles for the upside. You probably wouldn't do calendars on the upside, but you would kind of skew your iron condor with maybe more contracts on the put side. So on this puts, you might say, okay, well, I'll do 20 puts to 10 call ratio. And now I've got a little bit more of a skewed, less risk or unbalanced iron condor, less risk on the upside than I do on the downside. But that really just depends on your personality, what you're seeing in the markets, how long you're going to be in the trade, that kind of thing. So you can definitely tweak these positions as needed. You can also just bring in the puts a little bit further and closer. Or, of course, widen the width on the put side or tighten the width on the call side. So those are a few ideas that you could do with this. Definitely, we break this thing down much slower in the classes, so check those out. A couple hours on each strategy and so forth. But really, those are a few ideas for you. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Truly appreciate it. If you have any questions, reach out on the website. You can reach out to me directly if you're interested in like one-on-one coaching. Something that we might be able to connect with, and just check out your portfolio, what you're doing, strategies you're working on, and go from there. But if you want to just join some classes as well, check out the website. You can join some of the upcoming live classes or just check out some of the recordings. Anyways, hope you got a lot out of it. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.